I'm Chloe, and this is Chris Ashton, one of our co-founders, and we are here today to tell you some more about Behemoth. Last week, you got to see DB Sinclair and some awesome streamers playing him, and today you're going to see our fearless QA folks and some other people from around the office playing, and Chris is going to give you guys some more info about it. So if you had questions last week in the stream and you didn't get them answered, ask them now, and we will be happy to give you guys some more info. So I think we're just going to kind of hop into a game and see what comes up. Cool stories about how he was created or what we were going for and all that stuff. And hopefully your questions will lead us in a good direction. So
Yeah, Behemoth is definitely, he's one of my favorite monsters now. I can't decide between him and Wraith. He's just such a beast, and using the wall is like my favorite ability, hands down, of all time. So being able to lock yourself away from the hunters or separate a hunter from the rest of the group, there's just nothing like it in the game. So.
There's some really great combos you can do with it too that are really exciting. Like I was playing against Dave last week, and he tongue grabbed and pulled me to him and then threw up a rock wall. And you just, like, I was telling the people that I was playing with, you always, with him more than even with like other monsters, you want to make sure you have jetpack at all times, because if you get tongue grabbed, you want to be able to like dart backwards, because otherwise you're going to get thumped in the face.
So somebody mentioned this to me this morning. There's a bug in the game right now where the monsters are starting with full armor. So, yay! That's why Behemoth is orange. So this is what happens in game development. Bugs are introduced and fixed. So a little bit of a nice little bonus for him. I don't think it'll carry over when he stages up. I think it just starts off that way.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's really not good for the hunters though. If he wants to go for a quick stage 1 attack, that would be pretty rough.
Yeah. So we're hoping to see some. I think last week we had some streamers and YouTubers and stuff, some of the community and everybody playing Behemoth. So this week we wanted to showcase some guys with a little more experience playing Behemoth and see how different that looks.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he is, I mean, as all the monsters are, he's a very different play style. Like I played, we had some new folks at TRS, and we like to take them through a play test and kind of show them where we are and what we're working on. So I was joining them for their sort of inaugural Turtle Rock play test, and I don't remember where I was going with that. Where did that go? Chris, it just left my brain. What happened?
He does take some getting used to, and I think
that's right.
I think the biggest thing for him is that he doesn't, because he rolls around, he can't leap. He can't.
Right.
He can't. When the hunters are up high, he can't get up there to them very easily. So the way that you traverse the world, the places that you tend to go, it's a lot different for Behemoth. I find myself always at the bottom of the maps now. Never climbing up, never getting on top. Like with Goliath, I always climb on stuff and I always leap off of stuff. With Behemoth, I never climb up stuff anymore. I always stay down low. I look for long sight lines, which normally
they found him.
I avoid for other monsters. So I think staged up right in front of him.
Yeah, I remember where I was going with that. I played Goliath the first game, and I was feeling really good about myself, and then I played Wraith, and I played Wraith the exact same way that I played Goliath and just got my ass handed to me.
Yeah.
Because they're just such different playstyles, and I think I'm more of a get in there, get in your face, be a monster, smash things, so I think Behemoth is probably more my jam. But let's see, we've got some questions. Do any of Behemoth's abilities cool down faster in combat?
No. Typically, we do that with abilities where you can get some traversal out of them.
Right.
So for Goliath's charge attack, for example, a lot of people use that to run away.
Yeah.
And they also can be used, obviously, in combat. So outside of combat, we slow that ability down so that you can't use it to run as quickly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Same for leap attack. But where Behemoth doesn't have anything that physically moves him, all of his cooldowns are exactly the same in and out of combat.
Gotcha. And we don't have a gold skin for him right now, do we?
You know what? I don't know the answer to that question. I'm not sure.
I think he's still new, so we haven't gotten a cute little wardrobe of skins for him yet. I think we might have maybe a couple, but let's see. Will Behemoth's wall be climbable by the monsters?
It is climbable. Yeah. Behemoth can climb his own wall. Yeah, which is a lot of
really
fun,
cool.
and it opens up the door. I saw in a finale, or in the at the power relay, some hunters up on up on top of the platform, the rocket platform, and a Behemoth player spawned the rock wall, climbed up so he could launch the mortar onto the platform from above.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's really cool.
And actually, I really like his climb animation, which is unfortunate because if they're playing right, you probably won't see that as much. Although, man, he's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Who is that? Oh, because we got Parnell. But he took down Assault, so hopefully that'll help. Yeah, let's find out who we've got. I think we've got Brill on Monster.
2 in cap, 1 dead, 2 in capped, and 1 alive. So he's gonna try to close the game out right here as a stage 2.
Oh,
he missed the trap. Yeah, he was trying. Trying to lock.
But there you go. We're seeing the climbing up the wall, like you guys just asked about. He's getting kited pretty hard right now.
He's got to close this.
Yeah, he gotta.
Oh, I was gonna say there's the pounce, but he missed it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh! There we go, guys. Yeah, that deserves some applause.
That was very close game.
We haven't seen a draw, I think, on stream ever, so that's pretty awesome. Real quick, I'm just gonna go through who's playing what. We've got Sam Potter on Assault, Jason Tong on Trapper, Kenneth is on Medic, and Daniel Phillips, who you guys saw with me last week talking about maps, is on Support. So really awesome game there. And who was alive at the end? Was that Jason? Oh, I think that was the Trapper who was alive at the last there doing some... Yeah, nicely done, Jason. Well done, sir. Yeah, that was awesome. Let's see. We've got some questions here. Does he do more damage with roll the more you roll?
No, but he does do more damage as he gets larger. So a stage 3 roll will do more damage than stage 1.
Well, that makes sense because he becomes a bigger boulder.
He's bigger, and something that I saw when we had the streamers playing last week. Something that I saw people do that I never have done before in the game that I thought was really, really cool is when that hunter was down to 25% life, they just rolled and ran over him and and used that to in-cap him. I always pop out of it and try to melee. Yeah. And you don't have to, just roll over him.
Well, and I think especially like that's the novelty, right? So it's really satisfying to just like roll over him. And there's a bit of a knockback, right?
Yeah, it does knock you back. And
so you can like knock them and then roll over them again. It's awesome. Is Behemoth's hit chain different from other monsters? Heavy, light?
Oh, no, I think it's heavy, light. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. But the thing with Behemoth is that he does more damage with his melee attack than any other monster.
Oh, okay.
So you'll see a lot. So a real nasty thing to do is to in-cap somebody, then put up the rock wall so that you can pound him out. Right. And he pounds out people quicker than the other monsters do.
That makes sense. Yeah, because he's got the most health, the most armor, heaviest melee, but he's also a huge target.
Yeah, I told the guys, the streamers last week, I said it's like shooting the broadside of a barn. You can't miss.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons he does have more health and armor than all the other monsters, but it seems to burn off a lot faster
than
the other monsters. And that's
damage.
Just because like the spread on your assault rifle, whatever, it doesn't matter. All those rounds are going to hit him.
So when so I haven't actually heard this before, but when you say his hit chain, heavy, light, what does that mean exactly?
So all the monsters, like Wraith, will come in, and her first attack will tend to be an uppercut, where she'll hit somebody, and that actually does more damage than the follow-up melee attacks do. And so it'll cycle between like a heavy melee attack and then 2 lights, and then back to a heavy again. And so it's just a little bit of you can do some things like with Goliath, you can do a heavy and then you can wait for like, I don't remember, a second and a half, and then do another attack, and it's another heavy, right? Instead of following it up with 2 lights.
Yeah, that's some serious micro.
You can pause and use another heavy.
Higher level players, take note. That could be useful. Yeah, and he's just like, I love that animation. It's just like,
he has those tree trunk arms. Incidentally, he does have the longest reach with his melee combat of any of the other monsters as well, because those huge tree trunk size arms they're so long. They just cover so much range.
Now, something that I was seeing, so I haven't, I'm obviously like more of a hunter player than a monster player, so I get scared about playing Behemoth in playtests. So I haven't actually played Behemoth yet, which is, I smacked myself on the wrist for that. I know. Just called me lame from the other room. Thanks, Beth. But something I was seeing, his rock wall has some kind of oddities to it. Like if there's a hunter standing on top of where it's aimed, it won't put up a rock in that area.
Yeah, that's a bug.
That's a bug. Okay.
That one shouldn't happen.
Okay, that's good to know.
It will. It won't. It'll break. So the rock shards will break on a large wildlife. So like a megamouth or a tyrant, it will break under the tyrant. It will still do the damage to the tyrant, but it'll shatter that wall piece.
Okay.
But for hunters, it should always knock them back. If it doesn't, that's a bug.
And it'll if they're more on the side closer to Behemoth, it'll knock them towards him, and if they're on the other side, it'll knock them back.
Yeah.
Right?
So the rock wall models, you can imagine them having a center point, depending on which side the hunter's on. They'll either get knocked away from you or knocked towards you. So I've used it before to knock hunters who are trying to escape right back.
Yeah.
Right into my hands.
Absolutely. Let's see. We've got another question. Can the tongue grab in-capped hunters?
I can't remember. I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure.
We should see if Brill can pull that off at some point.
He was fighting them at a stage 1 there. It looked like he went. I think he went like two into rock wall and 1 into fissure, because that was a pretty big rock wall that he was.
Yeah.
As you spend more points on rock wall, it gets wider.
Right.
And if you put all 3 into it, it's almost a circle around him. It's huge.
Right, I remember that.
And it's also taller at level 3 than the other levels.
Oh, okay.
And it does more damage too.
Okay, so Brill is gonna try and grab an in-capped hunter, so we're gonna give him some time to get some armor back. Needs to get some distance from those hunters still. Let's see. Behemoth has unique attack damage, movement speed, etc. Will former monsters get changes as well? Goliath having faster attack speed. No, I think that's just the way we built him.
Yeah, it's just something because Behemoth was the most tankish monster we've ever built. We did want him to move a little bit slower, and that had some trickle down effects on everything else in his gameplay. You know, we wanted him to be the most dangerous up close. So when he tongue grabs you and pulls you into him, when you're flying towards him, you're completely scared, right? It's like the worst case scenario for you is to be going towards him, because he's going to hit you with that melee, or he's going to put up the wall to keep you from escaping. So I always panic whenever I get grabbed by that tongue.
Oh, and I do love his pounce animation. He like rolls over and then starts hitting you. It's awesome. I wish we could get. It's so hard to like plan for it, but I want to show people the perspective from the person who's been tongue grabbed, because it's like you're looking at him and you're shooting him, and all of a sudden you're like flailing through space, and it's very unsettling. Let's see. He does leave tracks when he's rolling, so when he's walking, they're like these big blue footprints, like with everybody, there's a specific shape to him. And then when he's rolling, he leaves spots of flame.
Yeah,
like
he catches the environment on fire.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like, it's a similar sort of look to Kraken's when he's flying, only instead of electricity, it's sort of fire.
The nice thing is, like, since it's fire, it's more literal in the world, and you can, as Behemoth, you can turn around and you can look at that fire trail behind you. You can see it.
Yeah, got some lava bombs down
So
there.
the lava bombs are a huge tool. I think people underestimate them. I tend to spawn them as often as possible. I just keep them out always in combat.
Oh no, they shouldn't have let him get that.
And it will work the hunter's health down. Over time, it'll whittle them down, because it's not a big showy thing once they're in the world and people step through them on accident and catch fire, and so you'll see the whole team's health fall kind of gradually together.
Well, and especially like we have fire on the map, so if you walk through stuff, it'll like mess you up a little bit just in the environment. But I think people are used to just sort of ignoring that.
Yeah.
So
I use that to your advantage when you're Behemoth. Spawn those all the time. Looks like we just missed him with the mobile arena. I keep those in combat all the time, and inevitably you'll see hunters catch on fire when they go through that stuff. So yeah, there's Kyra. She just went through it and she's on fire.
On fire. One thing I do like is they throw up the rock wall and then wait on the other side with either a tongue grab or lava bombs or fissure or something. So because
Mm-hmm.
Rockwall goes up, and you don't know. You would assume they keep running, but sometimes they don't.
Yeah, sometimes, especially like in a cave or something like that, you can put up rock wall, and you'll see all the hunters just kind of stop and camp there, and that's the perfect time to throw down a fissure or something, because fissure will travel over the wall.
Yeah, and you can see them, but they
on the
can't
other
see
side.
you unless they've got sound spikes, and even
Right.
then, sometimes there's a delay.
It's a little bit of like taking some of that Cabot, shooting through walls back at the hunters.
Yeah, suddenly Cabot's utility is... Wait, what just happened? Can you just throw lava bombs straight up in the air?
Oh yeah, still coming down, look.
Sneaky. Oh wow, yeah. All over the place.
And Griffin steps in it. Is that
Good job, Griffin.
Oh, it's Maggie. Yep.
Maggie. Let's see. Will the roll be affected by movement, speed, buff, and perk?
That's another good question. I assume it is, but I don't know 100%.
Does Behemoth eat faster?
No.
I don't know which perk Brill took. He might have taken the faster feeding speed.
Nah, but he eats at the same rate as all the other
Maybe
monsters do.
the animation just makes it look that way. Is the flame dot effect that he applies the same damage and duration as the one Goliath applies?
Nope. It's when a hunter's caught on fire, yes. So it's the same as fire breath when you're caught on fire.
Right.
But the difference is when you're caught on fire with a fire breath, if Goliath is not looking at you, he's not doing any on top of that.
Right. Okay.
Each one of those spheres that spawn out of the lava bomb all do damage over time, plus catch you on fire. So if you fly through one of those, you're going to burn for 6 seconds. If you stand in one of those, you're going to burn for 6 seconds, plus you're going to take the damage over time from the lava bomb. Plus the initial impact that has. If you're in the initial impact area and you get knocked down, you're going to take that damage as well.
Get him! Get him! Yes! Nicely done. So the tongue grab does do damage as well as obviously the.
So look at that was really nice, really dirty. He incapped and they were shielding, and then he put up a wall, which forced Hank to jetpack over the wall, and now Hank was on the side with Behemoth. So the wall a lot of times makes hunters make a sort of a very quick decision: do I go over or do I not?
Right.
Because either do I want to save that teammate or do I want to let that teammate go?
Yeah, and there's the new hide grenades doing some work.
So Behemoth is all about controlling the battlefield. Like you need to get into the mindset of not going where the hunters are going. If they're up on a cliff, on a ledge or whatever, don't go after them. Use your tongue grab, use the rock wall, use the lava bomb to get them off of that ledge. You need to dictate where the battle is going to take place and the positioning of where all the hunters can and cannot be. And if you learn to do that as Behemoth, and I think that's one of the reasons why he is one of the tougher monsters to just jump into and use, is because you have to have a different mindset.
I gotta say, there's nothing as satisfying as watching him like land a really good, really good tongue grab. They're getting a little intense out there. Oh man, Brill is doing a great job. There you get the slam. And yeah, just when you're pinned because you've been sneak pounced, it's just so upsetting.
He should just run over this guy. He should just lob him or see how he pops out. I do that too. I always pop out when I attack that guy. I should have just ran over him.
Oh, so that was that bug right there, right? Because the rock wall came up there, but because there was a hunter, it went back down.
It might have not come up because of the cliff side.
Oh, okay. I guess we've got hunter chat on, so you guys can hear that. Just one dude left. Don't stand in that, Brill.
15 seconds. He's got to close it. Just run him over.
Nicely done. Rawr.
That's a stage 2 win?
I think so. I'm not used to, with Goliath, it's so easy to tell because you get his big old spikes.
Yeah, his spikes do get bigger, but they...
Yeah, I'm not used to trying to suss out his...
Yet.
Good question. Do Behemoth's tongue grabs destroy Markov mines?
No.
No.
Because
you could throw lava bombs,
you
right?
shoot them at targets. I don't think. Yeah, that's another good question. I don't know. We should look at it.
Well, because we don't it's not like you can replace them. Like you can grab it and pull it to you. That would be weird.
No, but the point is you're breaking that trigger field.
Yeah.
You know?
It would blow up the end of your tongue.
I do know that we use the lava bombs to clear because anything that they touch destroys. So traps, Maggie's harpoon traps and Markov's mines really have a hard time with Behemoth because those lava bombs just tend to clear everything out.
That's the clearing mechanism you want to use.
But it is something we should check. So the reason I don't have a lot of these answers is because these characters, this tier 4 set of hunters and Behemoth, are so new to us. We built them as quickly as we could. Like after the game went gold, we kind of dogpiled on and we built these characters out, and we don't have as nearly the amount of playtime with these characters as we do with all of the other shipping characters. We played with those characters or their gear for the better part of 4 years.
Yeah.
So these are all very fresh. These characters are very fresh to us. So we're still learning how to get the most out of them.
Yes.
And you know, so now when these characters go live on the 31st, we'll also have the ability to update more often, especially balance patches.
Yay.
So, which is a good thing.
More balance
it's very
changes,
good.
so we'll be able to listen to and implement your feedback faster.
Yeah,
which I know a lot of people will be very happy about.
So we want to try to get these characters out sooner rather than later. We could sit on them for longer and try to sort out all of the very fine tuning and stuff, but we feel like we can do a better job with the community as well. So, you know, we're inclined to get them out there sooner.
So I have a couple of questions. Let's see here. When Behemoth comes out of the ball when he's rolling, is that a regular melee attack or is that a heavy attack?
It is a heavy attack.
But that's just because it goes heavy, light, light.
It does. It doesn't really change the gameplay too much, but it is a bit smoother because it's an attack animation that was built for coming out of the roll specifically.
Oh, okay.
So before you used to pop out of the roll and then press the melee attack, and so there was kind of this extra. You'd pop out first and then melee attack, and there's extra delay between attacking, and you would do a heavy attack then. So what we did was we moved the heavy attack right into the roll.
Oh, okay,
so
that
if
makes
you're
sense.
rolling and you press the melee attack, he just comes out with the overhead double hand smash.
Okay, cool.
And it's a lot easier to hunt wildlife and to roll up to hunters and smash them. But now I'm a huge fan of just rolling over stuff now after seeing the guys do that last week.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, do that more. He did change. I saw during the character select, he changed to a green skin of some
Yeah,
sort.
this is the Jade skin, and it's going to be on sale when he comes out on the 31st of this month. So it looks pretty damn cool. I love him. He's so cool. Like, there's nothing like when you first see this like big sphere rolling through the environment, and you know, I think his skins might be a little less subtle than some of the other ones, but yeah, they're all rock themed. So you'll see this is Jade, and then who knows what else we'll have coming. Let's see. I've got a couple more questions. Do deep waters affect Behemoth's rolling speed?
I think they do. I'm not exactly sure the speed that, you know, how much the deep water takes off of it, but I have noticed a little bit of a slowdown when I go into deep water.
Yeah, because
it's also worth noting we had to do some special work to make sure that the skins also applied to Behemoth's ball. So you'll notice when he rolls here, he's still green.
Yep.
So that took a little bit extra work.
Right, yeah, because he's got two separate things to apply the textures to. Let's see. Will Griffin's harpoon or Maggie's harpoon trap slow down or stop the roll?
It does slow down the roll. It doesn't stop it. Well, it will stop his traversal when he's out of the ball, but when he's in the ball, it will slow it.
Okay.
But they'll still be able to roll. So you can stretch it out, and both those harpoons have a maximum range where they'll break.
Yeah, and you saw right there, he's still affected by the stasis grenade when he's in the ball. So he's slowed, but it doesn't pull him out of it.
Yeah, since he doesn't
He's
have
really slow.
Yeah, since he doesn't have the ability to like a leap smash or a charge attack. Those are things that Goliath is able to use when he's tranked or stasis to sort of counter that. Since Behemoth doesn't have any of those sort of movement abilities, then we felt like it made more sense for the roll just to slow it down and not stop it.
I'm bummed he missed that tongue grab because I wanted to see Markov go flying. Man, he's super low on health. I don't know that I'd be that in his face right now. Because now he's out of...
Oh, Markov?
Yeah. Wait, are they running Lazarus? I thought that person was dead. Where are we? Medic? Who's... Oh yeah, we've got Lazarus. There we go. I was like, that person's dead. Great, yeah.
That makes sense.
Come on, Brill, you gotta eat those bodies.
That's when that rock wall comes into use.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, throw up that rock wall and then eat him. There's nothing old Laz can do.
Yeah, and especially, like, you know, using the lava bombs to really take that in-cap health down faster. I think he used that earlier. Oh, I've got a question from Jess here. Does Fisher clear traps or mines?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so that's another clearing tool as well as lava bombs.
Fisher is...
Good to know. Fisher does the most
Fisher
damage,
is
right?
sort of like my meat and potatoes. Like, doesn't matter what other combinations of things that I want to take, I'm always going to take Fisher because it's the #1 damage dealer. It goes up and down terrain and obstacles, and it also has a pretty good range. If you put 2 or 3 points into it, it also has really good range. So it's definitely it's a staple for me when I play Behemoth.
But I think that's the fun thing about, you know, letting this get out into the wild and you know, seeing Behemoth played by people who aren't from the studio is really cool because everybody has their different like strategies in mind for how they think things are going to work, and it's always really exciting to see that. Like, we're not really